to Mysterious Past, your local production of history. My name is Abigail Yarbrough, and I will be your host tonight as we go into the backstory of Mr. Jaggers. We have recently discovered a diary from Sir Pitt, which documents a historical conversation between himself and Mr. Jaggers. The following actors will portray this intriguing interaction. We start the scene off in Mr. Jaggers' dimly lit office. Pip and Mr. Jaggers sit across from each other. Pip seems to be troubled by something.
What seems to be troubling you, Pip?
It's just been so long since I've seen Joe. With the holidays nearing, I feel a visit is in order.
It is not to your advantage to surround yourself with people of such inferiority to your gentleman's status and your inheritance to such a fortune.
Is your family in the same status as you?
I feel, in terms of status, we have similar ideas on writing set in stone.
At this point, we learned that Mr. Jaggers' parents died when he was young.
Of what age were you?
I was of 11 years old.
What was the cause of such a grave occurrence? How did you rise to such a status without the aid of your parents?
Well, Pip, I suppose I'll have to start at the beginning. I shall tell you my story.
My father was a coal miner. He was a strong man, always covered in dust and coughing loudly as the dark rock particles suffocated his lungs. During a mining accident, death took over his life. My mother was depressed after his death, but tried to hide her tears behind a smile to protect me from her sadness. She sacrificed her needs to provide for mine. Our home was small and covered in dirt. We only had scraps to eat. Instead of feeding my growling stomach, she fed my mind with dreams and hopes for a future. She taught me about the good in people despite all the bad in the world.
And remember, son, there are good people in this world, but there are also bad people. Be careful who you surround yourself with.
A thief came in the dead of night. But when he saw we had nothing for him to take, he took the life of my mother. I was left cold and without a family, but this did not stop me. At that moment, I knew I would become successful.
By now I'm sure you're wondering how I went from being the poor beggar boy to a successful lawyer. I shall tell you. My success was not given to me. I had help, but I had to earn my success just as you were earning yours.
I wandered among the streets. I was covered with grimy dirt and filth. I had to beg for scraps and hope one would take pity on me. I was the lowest of the low, and I shall never allow such a scene to happen ever again. I was full of disappointment and disgust.
Now, I constantly wash my hands to rid me from the memories of my past and the muck that comes with it. I refuse to be coated with the filth of those inferior.
You show much disgust towards the poor.
Their condition is disagreeable. Their lack of education, their lack of wealth, their ripped clothing, their unintelligible speech.
Why do you bite your finger?
It began when I developed my education.
I became acquainted with Mr. Pocket. The father of Miss Havisham learned about this acquaintance and sent me to school, so that I was worthy to be in presence of the family. I began biting and throwing my finger during disagreeable moments and during great enthusiasm.
Objection!
As my education advanced, I decided to use my knowledge to pursue criminal law. I became a highly professional lawyer. No one would ever dare to try to steal from me again, like the man who murdered my mother. Instead of being loved, I am feared. While at law school, I devoted all my attention strictly to becoming the best of the best lawyers. As I became consumed in law, I developed morals based on English law. I will defend my clients. I will not let the innocent be locked behind those cold metal bars, or their necks entangled in a noose. I will use the law to bring justice and freedom for the falsely accused.
It is very much like you, sir, to have been such a hard-working one in school. However, I am quite curious as how you would fit in. I mean, being such a sophisticated gentleman as you are, how could the others not make an acquaintance out of you?
Hey, Jagger, what's up? Okay.
It was a peaceful environment. No one was too bothersome and no one bothered to befriend me, though I'm quite happy that I was undisturbed.
Sir, it seems like you had quite an interesting and interactive school time.
Oh yes, especially when people are not around and it's just me and my law book.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well it seems to me that you're not as homesick as you were. Oh, and look at the time. Well, I'm going to have to ask you to leave because I'm very tired from all these cases.
My apologies, sir. I shall be on my way.
This is all for tonight's program, A Mysterious Past. Thank you for watching as we have looked into the past of Mr. Jaggers from the Great Expectations. Join us next week for the episode Bug's Life as we look into the past of Gregor Samsa. I'm your host, Abigail Yarbrough. Thank you and good night.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Abby. Stern mother look.
Now remember set. But they're all very...
It's a bite of the bread, spits it at him.
Okay.
Wait, are we rolling?